Blessings, everyone. Today I would like to offer, this is an oracle called The Keepers of Light by Kyle Gray. And I love this oracle deck because it does work with the Ascended Masters, it works with the angels, light beings, starseed family, guides, and so anyone in the light. This energy recently, I don't know if anybody else has been experiencing that. I know we had the retrograde, and I know we have the new moon coming up, but it has been all over the place. And this is the first time I can honestly say that I'm feeling the effects of this. I feel a lot of frustration. I don't know if that's just the energy of the retrograde, or if it's like a holiday thing. A lot of people have a lot of tension right now. And so actually I have my singing bowl right next to me. I did a singing bowl for the root chakra and the key of the A. It's a 3rd octave bowl, so it's really, really very intense sound, very grounding. And that really helps to clear the energy out. But I'd love to know if anybody else is feeling it. This usually I laugh because I say I don't go through these things with the retrograde and stuff, but I'm feeling it right now, and I think I'm gonna have some root vegetables for dinner tonight too to kind of stay grounded. So I'd love to know what everybody does if you experience this. Is it something you're aware of right away? Is it something that you kind of have to lean into and recognize what isn't your energy, or how does it affect you when there's shifts like that? I would love to know. But first, I would like to say thank you to Source for allowing me to be the medium of light. And I ask all the beings of light to please step forward and help bring a message from the highest good. Thank you. I'm grateful. First, I would like to shuffle. The first one is Source Energy. The second one embodies Higher Self and Spirit. And then the third embodies Soul. That helps with the beautiful story that we're all telling here. And then what I do is I always just kind of move them around. Spirit will tell me which one to take. Sometimes it comes right up. Sometimes they're saying grab this one. Lady Venus. Downloads and understanding. Truth is being revealed. Deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realm. And as I can feel them pulling closer to connect, they're saying that a lot of us are working with the astral realm. The dreams right now are really, really intense. We're having a lot of dreams, and a lot of us are connecting with our loved ones in spirit through the dream world. And what they're saying is, many of us keep journals. Sometimes we wake up, everybody can discuss their dreams, or if we're having a hard time remembering, do a small ceremony before we go to sleep, just kind of repeating to ourselves that we ask our guides and our angels to help us to remember what we're dreaming. But they're saying that if we are working in the astral realms during this energy, that it's a good idea that we use crystals, smudging ceremonies. If we like to submerge in water, drink lots of water, listen to our favorite music. They want us to be able to run the energy, because a lot of times when we work with the astral realms, when we're out, and we're exploring, we're in different frequencies in the astral realms, we're meeting up with others in this space. A lot of people, they dream journal together, they dream journey, they meet in the astral. And of course, when we're connecting with our loved ones, it's very intense energy sometimes. But a lot of times we meet up with those in the astral realms that are in a denser energy space. Sometimes the astral realms holds the space for people who are going through very heavy depression. Sometimes it's people who are struggling with addictions. Sometimes it's people who have certain mental chemical challenges and have different types of anger and psychosis. And the soul needs the space when it can't be aware of itself sometimes to escape. And so sometimes the soul is drawn to the astral realms just to give that recharge and that break. But what can happen is those of us who are lucid and pursuing the astral space for whatever reasons that may be, these denser energies can affect us. They can kind of latch on a little bit. Some people, they're saying that use the term energy vampires. And the reason why they say that is because in order to hold that space in the astral realm, the soul needs the energy. It needs a certain level of joy. And if it's a difficult time for the soul that is there, and it is a denser space that it's in, again, anger, depression, addiction, it can feed off those that are in the astral realm that are trying to visit with their loved ones. Or if they're just going on a journey because they want to see a different place, a different frequency, if they're going there to access the Akashic records, that we have to be mindful that when we're back in our physical bodies, that we release all of that. We don't want any of this energy that can be picked up in the astral realms to be brought into the waking hours when the soul is integrated back into the body. And a lot of times they're saying that people can experience this when they're brought back really fast, and they're having the sleep paralysis. That is when the mind is waking up before the soul is fully integrated into the body. And they're saying we feel that feeling of where we can't move, or there's heaviness in the chest. Maybe there's some of the denser energies that are in the astral realms that are kind of feeding off that fear space when we have the sleep paralysis. So they've gathered around. I know a lot of people have spoke about that, where they feel like they have the shadow people there, or there's like a screaming, or there's something on their chest, and they can't hurt us. It's not about hurting us, but it is an incentive of fear. And so that fear energy can help keep them in that pain body, in that astral realm. And so Lady Venus and those in the light are just suggesting to us that we send them love, we wish them well, pull back our own energy, and when we're back and we're integrated into the body again, the soul, and we've got a clear space, that we just, whatever brings us back into that high energy joy, whether it's, again, going for a walk, grounding to some different healing frequencies, having some water, taking a bath, just taking our shoes off and putting our feet on the ground. All of these things help to integrate that. And because it's probably very early in the morning when we're going through this, if we've been in the astral planes, they're saying even just humming and releasing, allowing ourselves to feel the bright light that comes in through the window in the morning, and just imagining it clearing out our energy bodies. And everybody knows they're bringing up that Lady Venus is a resemblance of love. And more now than ever, when all of these very heavy energies, like the retrogrades and the holidays, for many are difficult, that we need to stay in that space of self-love, to take care of ourselves, to give ourselves that little extra rest, to allow ourselves that space to release and ground, even if we're not working in the astral realms and it's been a heavy dream work that we're doing. They're saying right now a lot of people are integrating what we can't always embrace, accept, understand in our waking hours. In the subconscious and the higher self is doing the work in the dreams. So a lot of really intense, heavy emotional dreams are coming to the forefront for a lot of people right now. And so Lady Venus is working with all of us, and the energies that are around her are with us right now, so that we can allow that space to heal. And we have to trust the process, they're saying. That it's not to punish us, especially because many of us during our waking hours are dealing with stressful situations as it is. Very intense, very emotional. That it's not to punish us, that sometimes our dreams are filled with these things too. It gives us an opportunity to allow the intellect to rest, so that the soul, the subconscious, can integrate and understand and come to terms with certain events, emotions, insights. Sometimes we're getting downloads when we're meditating and it's not settling in. And then during the dream work, we can understand a different perspective, a different clarity. And they're bringing my attention to this beautiful diamond. I have the diamond heart tattooed on the celestial heart on my chest, and Lady Venus is bringing that through and saying that it's a good time. Work with some beautiful, if we have Celestine, you'll excuse me, I have a beautiful Celestine heart crystal, and this really helps to integrate, to work with the light beings, the very high energy, the ascended masters, the angelic realm. Also, if you have any blue crystals that we work with when they're saying the throat chakra. But this also helps us to integrate how we express ourselves through our dreams. A lot of people work with amethyst. But the crystalline heart and the crystal that she has on her chest, she's saying, is to remind us that there are many, many fragments of light here. There are many beautiful variations in the herpetating source energy. And all of us are a small fragment of this beautiful light that creates the whole. And even though there are fragments, and we look at the rainbow, we see all the different refractions of light and the colors. We are whole. We are from the same space. We're all resonating, like the crystalline heart and the crystal in our chest. It is of one space. It is one crystal, but the fragments of light are many. There are many different expressions of the heart, the space of love. And we have to remember that. We have to remember that every part of this, the difficult dreams, the sleep paralysis, the astral traveling, the shadow work, it is another expression of love. It is loving ourselves. And to work with the blue crystals helps us to know thyself. So she's pulling her energy back. Again, it has been a very intense time right now with the holidays, and not everyone is going through the joy during this time. And they keep reiterating that if we set the intention before we go to sleep in the evening, that we would like to see our loved ones or get a message, allow them to bring it through in their way and be patient with this. It takes time in our world because sometimes they come to us and we don't remember. And so it's so important that we repeat to ourselves before we go to sleep. Even if we write a little note under a pillow to remind ourselves that we wake up. Remember the dream. Don't do anything else right away. Just grab your dream journal, or if you have a voice recorder, make a video on your phone, whatever it takes. And don't dissect it right away, even if it doesn't make sense, even if it seems like all you dreamt of was rubber ducks and pizza. Just express the dream in whatever way, writing it down, speaking it out, and allow spirit to help you navigate that message. Because sometimes they're just giving us little things and you'll be surprised. 2 days later, you're somewhere and you have that feeling that your loved one is very close, and you remember your dream and they're giving you signs of the rubber duck and the pizza. You might see a picture of a rubber duck, or there's a squeaky toy from an animal. So many different things, but just don't analyze it too much right away. Allow it to be what it is, and know that no matter what, they're with us, even if in that moment we can't fully remember that. Beautiful blessings, everyone. Thank you for allowing me to bring this message through. Much love.